Hi, so out of phase audio is always a bad idea, right? Well, let's have a look at this little trick of putting two guitar tracks out of phase on purpose to get a very nice spacious and wide acoustic guitar sound. Let's go! Now in general, as audio engineers, we always try to avoid tracks that are fully or partially out of phase because it can cause all kinds of problems. When two stereo tracks are summed to mono, which are fully out of phase, they cancel each other out. And when you have tracks that are partially out of phase and they are summed, they can cause certain frequencies to get filtered out, also known as comb filtering. So generally, we try to avoid this situation. However, I was reminded recently of a nice trick that uses out of phase acoustic guitar tracks on purpose to get a nice, spacious and wide acoustic guitar sound. And this is a nice trick that you can use if you only have one mono recording of an acoustic guitar. So not a double-tracked acoustic guitar, for example, which can also provide that effect. So if you have only one mono track recorded of an acoustic guitar and you still want to make it sound very spacious and very wide. Now, I learned this trick many years ago from one of my best friends when I was attending GIT in Hollywood, California, in my younger years. So many thanks, Cora Basso. And before I dive in, if you like these kinds of videos, please give it a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, you can also ring the little bell icon so you know when I post another video. And if you want to support this channel even more, you can click on one of the affiliate links in the description, and if you buy anything at those stores, I will get a small commission without any extra cost to you. But let's dive into Cubase now. So this is the Cubase project with a single acoustic guitar track. And this is actually an acoustic guitar track that I recently recorded for a song called Always Yours from my band The Wash. And I'm currently working on that for a release, probably somewhere in the next 6 months. Let's have a listen to it. Yeah, so it's panned straight in the middle, coming straight at you. And the only thing I have on there is a little equalization from the Blackbird BB N105 console plugin, which is an excellent colorful equalizer, and I have a separate review video about that which I'll link in the description. And the plugin is basically set for a bit of saturation with this preamp gain here. I have a slight boost at 10K, a slight boost at 330 Hz, and a low cut filter at 47 Hz. So let's have a listen with and without the plugin. Yeah, so it gives the guitar sound a little bit of that extra shine, I feel at least. Now this acoustic guitar track is going to the group channel acoustic guitar, which you can see over here. And I'm now going to make 2 copies of this track for the effect. So this one I will call acoustic guitar center. This one will be acoustic guitar left. And this one will be acoustic guitar right. So this one I'll pan all the way to the left, and this one I will pan all the way to the right. Now I'm going to send these 2 tracks to another group channel, and I'll call this acoustic guitar sides. And I want to send it also again to the acoustic guitar group. So basically the center is going straight to the acoustic guitar group, and these 2 are going to the sides group and then to the acoustic guitar group. And I'm going to delay the sides by 10 milliseconds. And I'm going to do that by adding a stereo delay. Just a standard Cubase delay. Switch off sync so they can put in an exact time for the delay. 10 milliseconds. No feedback. Only the wet effect on both sides. And no low or high pass filtering. So both the left side and the right side will be delayed by 10 milliseconds compared to the original center acoustic guitar signal. And one additional thing to do is that I'm going to flip the phase of the left guitar track. Now I'm going to do that in the BB N105 plugin by using this button. But this can of course also be done in Cubase. For example, if you go to the standard Cubase console, you can also flip the phase over here. But since I did it already in the BB N105 plugin, I don't need to do it here. So let's unmute everything and bring up the fader for the sides. And now I'm going to bring up the fader for the sides very slowly so you can hear the effect that it starts adding. Yeah, so you have your original guitar signal panned straight through the middle. You have one copy going to the left, another copy going fully to the right, and the left copy has been totally flipped in phase. And both side tracks have been delayed by 10 milliseconds. And you can play around with the delay, whatever sounds best to you. Now you may think that this causes a lot of problems, but let's have a look at the correlation meter, because I also have span over here. And over here you can see the correlation meter, and basically you want the correlation meter to remain in the positive when you play a track, because if it goes into the negative, you know you might have phase problems when your stereo tracks are somehow summed or folded to mono. So let's have a look. And as you can see, it still stays in the positive. If I increase the level of the sides group too much, then it goes into the negative though. So as with anything, use this in moderation. And obviously, if I mute the center channel, the sound will be very weird, because you'll only hear left and right and they'll be phase inverted. So that sounds terrible, of course, but in combination with the main part, it's quite a nice effect. Let's have another listen. Now, as always, use at your own risk. Well, no, use with care and moderation. Don't put this on all tracks, and carefully listen whether it causes problems and that you actually like the sound of what you're doing. And of course, it's not the only way to get a wide acoustic guitar sound from a single acoustic guitar recording. But maybe I'll make some other videos about the other ways to do that. Now, if you have some other ways to use out-of-phase sounds creatively, please let me know in the comments. I would be very interested. And if you want to know more about how I record an acoustic guitar, I have a separate video about that over here, which shows the recording and the editing afterwards. Have a look at that, enjoy, and see you soon.